You're standing right in front of me. You were always on the other side. Now I'm searching for the air to breathe. You were always in the back of my mind. Always knew you were the enemy.
Doesn't the cactus flower need time to bloom? I think I found you in a cartoon with a crooked hat and face like a moon. You share your flowers with all around. I look at you because you seem found. Close your eyes and hear that sound. There's a pile of sweaters filled with holes and empty cabinets filled with clothes. The world's pretty, but the sky's too loud. Can't read signs and my brain's a cloud. I'm holding paper flowers, unlighting melted candles, and sipping day-old coffee from mugs that don't belong to me.
Run it up, not much time, gotta press my luck. Run it up, living my life, gonna call your bluff. Run it up, not much time, gotta press my luck. Run it up, living my life, gonna call your bluff. Run it up, not much time, gotta press my luck. Run it up, living my life, gonna call your bluff. Run it up, not much time, gotta press my luck. Run it up, living my life, gonna call your bluff. Run it up, you always want to press my luck. Run it up, I'm searching for you. Run it up, you always want to press my mind. Run it up, always living my life, gonna call your bluff.
I'm flying high, gliding by, resting on the cloud, whispering through the sky. I made this shit for you and I'm living by that do or die. Do you wanna ride in a caddy and chop it up? I got the sauce, just need the bread so I can sop it up. Say it ain't easy just to pock it up, cause we ain't pock enough, nah. Fly your way on my Zephyr to a whole new sector with a whole new spectrum where the words get collected in y'all.
I would like to be traded to any other team but the New England Patriots.
Big brain predictions. That's what I got.
Take it off, sir.
The Washington football team beat the Steelers.
All right.
And that person.
EDP.
Yes, but if we lose this game, I firmly believe we do not need to make playoffs. So
Don't you ever disrespect
What is going on, folks? Welcome back to After Further Review. I had to unmute everybody's mics this episode. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
I am your other wonderful co-host, Shaquille Brown.
And this is our special guest this week. Evan, feel free to introduce yourself.
Hello.
Yes, Evan is my cousin. He is visiting the great city of Tampa, Florida, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Jesus Christ.
This is rarefied air you're staying in right now.
Exactly. Not everybody can breathe it.
Got it.
Thank God not everybody can breathe it.
Tom Brady breathes his air.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this is the show we're talking about NFL and NBA. We do this show once a week, every single Wednesday night. Obviously, we kind of rearrange our little setup here to fit in a third person. But yeah, we're making it work just fine. And yeah, how's your guys' week been so far? Evan, you're in a vacation.
It's been enjoyable. I mean, gone out to a lot of restaurants.
Yeah. Any highlight restaurants you'd like to mention?
Ukulele. Ukulele's very good. I had seafood risotto last night.
Seafood risotto, folks.
Yeah, rich nigga.
But can't hear you through some money.
I mean, shit, I wasn't paying. But
somebody was rich nigga, not me.
Not me. That seafood risotto was good though. A little salty, but out of 10, I'd probably rate it like I'll do a 9.4.
If you are looking for food critics, we got Evan Sarnor. He'll be branching off onto a new.
Yes. I am a DC food critic. Please.
DC.
There you go.
You guys ever come out to DC? Let me know.
We got a couple links apparently up in DC.
Yeah, there's a lot of ties to DC with this show. Shaq, how has your week been?
Not that eventful. I'll let you know come next week. This show's climbing up and down from week to week. Don't get it wrong though. Still out there for y'all, okay? For all those people wondering, still untied. Haven't jumped the broom yet, so y'all.
Right. He was unavailable for a little while,
for a week.
But for 1 week. But ladies, flood the DMs again.
Exactly. I got
my DMs too.
Right,
there you go. There's 2 inboxes to fill up. Yeah, Evan, if you want to let the viewers know, like, what are your teams? Who do you usually root for? Teams, players?
Yeah, so football-wise, I'm a Giants fan. Been a Giants fan for
probably life.
Yeah, probably life, honestly.
And they haven't won a championship since probably the beginning of life.
Yeah, I was 5 and then I was 9.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, Giants fan through and through. I'm more of a Giannis fan than a Bucks fan. I was a Giannis fan probably starting in 2014. I do remember when they got blown out by the Bulls and he got ejected in the third quarter and they lost by 40. Tony Snell was on my hate list. Chris Middleton was on my hate list. But now,
Tony
fresh
Snell.
off a championship. So
you damn sure are.
But back, I guess, to being a casual Bucks fan now. But
you were a Giannis fan day one.
I was a day one Giannis fan though.
Yes.
I will say that. I was a day one Jokic fan, a day one D-Book fan.
Yeah.
But other than that, watch a little soccer here and there. Watch a little tennis. Watch a little UFC.
What are you going to school for?
Government.
Folks,
feature Obama out here.
Give it about 20 more years or so.
Run this country. You saw it here first, folks. Okay.
They're gonna come back to this podcast, run a fucking slander campaign.
Back in 2021 of August. August 11th to be precise. Is this or is this not you?
Shaq and I will be in our AARP days running your campaign.
Oh, yeah. I'll be front manning. If you need to come and win Florida, you're front man. I see him on the stage. I'm both going to stand next to him. And free ketamine for everybody.
That's funny. I was thinking about ketamine and I can never unthink about the story that you told.
I tell you. So if you want to win Tampa, Florida, that is the best one. Have a blimp scattered across the little city.
Statewide ketamine.
Has their face like on a bag.
Yeah, so before we actually hop into the topics for this week, I would like to mention we live stream this absolutely great show every single Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. So feel free to subscribe to Melheim's Media. There's this show, there's Uncensored Mics, there's the Bush League podcast, there's Tony Black, there's an array of different podcasts that have various topics. So subscribe to the channel. You can watch a bunch of different shows throughout the week. And yeah, obviously this one is the best show, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Come join the chat. Say hi. Chat is blowing up right now. I mean, it's on fire. So
I hear that. You have to verify it. He said that. He whipped his head around so fast. Check that. It's like
just making sure that my memory serves me correct. That this chat is indeed on fire.
Don't double check it. You take the word for it.
But yeah, it is if you're listening to the show, the link is the first one down in your Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you're listening to the show at. So come through, subscribe, and then you'll get notified every time that we are live. But we're going to jump into the first topic of this week, and that is, of course, since we have Evan on the show, the status of primarily the New York Giants and a bit of the Milwaukee Bucks. So I guess we'll start with let's do the Bucks first. Right. Hot off of a NBA championship, the first time in 4,000 years. Giannis Finals MVP, dropped 50 points in the closeout game.
Oh my goodness.
Moving forward, you guys did lose PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who else you guys lost. He's the first person that comes to mind.
I have to think. I mean, we added a couple players. We added, why can't I think of his name? We added Rodney Hood.
You did get Rodney Hood.
Brought back George Hill.
That's right. That was an interesting move.
Man. Some other moves. Names. Oh, I mean draft-wise. I mean.
Well.
Drafted Mamo, who went to my friend's school. So.
Interesting.
I know his game relatively well. But other than that, I mean, there's probably Grayson Allen.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Traded for Sam Merrill. So I mean, yeah, some moves have been made this offseason.
So what are your thoughts going into next year? Brooklyn will presumably be back healthy.
Yeah.
Miami's loading up to make a run at it. I'm not going to talk about my team right now. The Knicks have gotten better. Atlanta's still right there.
I think the conversation of the East being the drastically weaker conference is now gone.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely think that a lot of teams have improved. I mean, I can really say every team in the Eastern Conference has improved. I mean, you have the Cavs now, who post Braun is like never been good, but now you have a team where it's like, I mean, God, I guess they're called Sexland now, but you have Sexland and Evan Mobley.
Right.
You have, I think they re-signed Jared Allen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Kevin Love's on the team.
Right, so veteran leadership there, yeah.
It's a good team. I mean, the Bulls.
Yeah, they picked up Lonzo's there now.
Lonzo, Vucevic, DeRozan, Levine.
Mm-hmm. Chicago's got a solid squad now.
It's back to being a competitive conference.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, obviously the Bucks won't slip that far to go into the fucking playoff region,
right.
But I think that obviously the biggest threat to the Bucks returning to the finals is the Nets. You have the Nets and maybe the Heat.
I feel like for sure the Heat would be a big factor in y'all coming
they
to.
Do. They always.
I feel like when it comes to the top three teams coming out of that division or that area, it would be those three teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seems like it'll probably be the top 3 seeds next year. Maybe Atlanta will have something to say about that because I feel like a lot of people are just forgetting that they did make it to an Eastern Conference championship.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if I was to predict seeding right now, it would be Nets, Bucks, Heat. Solely because I think chemistry is going to be a thing when it comes to the Heat. I mean, like, you know, obviously it takes a while to, especially bringing in a player like Kyle Lowry. You know, like, it's going to take a lot to bring in such a big player like that. And they got rid of Rodgers.
Yeah.
So, you know, it takes a lot of, you know, chemistry building to bring a player like that. So, you know, you have Nets.
Right, and we still have Philly's still there too. Like it's kind of weird to think that
you know
Sixers still be there.
Dropped off the face of the earth. I mean, apparently they're trying to maintain Ben Simmons while trading for Damian Lillard. That's their main goal for the
right.
season.
Which I don't know how you work that black magic, but
I mean, it's Daryl Morey. So
yeah, I guess maybe I can pull it off.
You'd be having an entirely different conversation come mid-season.
Yeah, so the East, it does seem like a lot more competitive than just a couple of years ago with the state of everything right now. Hard to call it the least right now, but we'll see going forward. So, yeah, that's that for the Bucks. Moving into the football side of things, your Giants have spent pretty much this entire offseason saying, DJ, we're going to give you everything you need to prove that you are indeed the franchise quarterback of our future. What are your thoughts on your Giants going into 2021, 2022?
I'm excited, and that sounded a little hesitant, but I'm excited. I think that my one thing, I give my thoughts on Daniel Jones. This is his last season to really prove himself.
Oh, okay.
He has all the pieces. He has Saquon's back. I mean, hand to God, he doesn't get injured. Saquon's back. You have Kenny Galladay. You have Sterling. You have why don't receivers come to name Slayton? You have
Detroit.
But you have Evan Ingram. You have we just signed another tight end that I can't think of his name. The name's not coming to mind right now. But at the end of the day, this is this is the season to show that he is the quarterback for the future, and he has the talent, which is the frustrating part a little bit because you know he has legs.
He does.
Although the Eagles tripping play plays on my mind all the time.
The Eagles will say otherwise, but there's a turf. It was someone on the turf in the end zone.
Off level, just like.
But you know, he's 6'5".
Do you think this will be his coming out party?
Man, I hope so, and I think it's probably the optimism in me that says it will be.
Yeah.
And you know, my friends check the odds, and apparently the Giants have the third best odds to come out the NFCs. So
interesting.
The worry becomes now, if this isn't his season, who do you draft?
Right.
Because you have a good enough team to where it's like, okay, it's 17 games now?
Is this the end of his contract or the final season of his contract?
What is this? Third year? He's going to his third?
Yeah, third year. This is his third year.
Yeah, it might.
True question is, if they draw him, who picks him up after
right.
that? Right.
Exactly my point.
Because you're not going to tank to go get with the team that they have.
Exactly. We can't. So it's kind of just like we're in that weird like
purgatory,
between who's like, okay, we have Daniel Jones, he's not cutting it. Our team is good enough to where, let's say we go 7-10, 8-9.
Right. That puts you in a really.
That puts us in a tough place to be like, okay, we're middle of the pack in the draft. Who can we get as our franchise quarterback at 16, 17? And that's not a feasible option.
Right.
I'll pick up Daniel Jones. I'm just stealing this.
Yeah, like he has the talent. The line has improved drastically. Joe Judge, I love as a coach. I absolutely love him as a coach. He's a great coach. He's done everything right.
Much needed there.
Much needed. And you know, I mean, I haven't heard good things so far. I mean, we got into a fight. Last week.
Not good, but.
But I mean, hey, look. The team is on the right track. We've made the right moves, and I wasn't a Gettleman believer before, but he's done a really good job this offseason. And now it's kind of just on the players to really prove themselves. I mean, Garrett as an OC, we'll see how he does. First season wasn't really cutting it, but you know, we'll be. I think we'll finally be at a point where it's like, okay, guys, we have the team.
Right.
Let's go out and make something happen.
Yeah, I'm of the belief that this is a DJ is what you guys are looking for. I think that with all this stuff around, he's going to do well.
Yeah.
And the Giants will buy into him. And over the next couple of years, the Giants will be the premier team in that division. Just because it seems like that's how it's shaping up. Because the other three teams, I mean, God bless them.
I mean, yeah, you have WFT. I mean, WFT. Yeah, Cowboys and Eagles. But my thing is like DJ. Like I said, he has the talent. Like he really does have that, and he doesn't even have to be
amazing.
He doesn't have to be.
He just has to be middle of the pack.
Exactly. He could play a Tannehill role.
Mm-hmm.
And just,
yeah, exactly.
And he doesn't have to be amazing. He can just make the right plays, but the problem is he doesn't make the right plays. He's too turnover prone.
Yeah, he does get kind of deer in headlights when it matters a lot.
If he cuts down on that, I think that we have a team where it's like we're good.
Yeah, I predicted you guys will go 8-9 this year.
I know my prediction isn't wonderful for the Giants.
Yeah, you have them going the same exact thing.
Okay.
We both have the Cowboys winning the division. With this Dak stuff going on right now, though, I don't know. It depends on if he can stay healthy. If he can't stay healthy, it's the Giants' division to lose.
But if Dak can stay healthy all season, it's the Cowboys' division.
Yeah,
too. You know, I think apparently WFC has the second best odds. A lot of people.
They do. Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't think that they should be a sleeper choice. If I were to choose, like you guys said, obviously if Dak is healthy, it's the Cowboys. But also we have to take into consideration when he's healthy, how does he play?
Morgan. Morgan's Washington football team forever.
All right, then you Morgan
Brown.
Brown.
I was giving props for being a super fan of the team, but like.
Yeah, I mean, we really have to see how he plays while healthy. If he's still, playing like he did at the beginning of last season, where he was a top 5 quarterback, honestly, as much as I dislike him, or rather dislike the franchise, he was doing really well.
Yeah.
So if he comes back off this injury and he is back to last season's form, they're gonna win the division. But I have WFT as a real to win the division. Depending on how Fitzmagic does here.
Yeah,
it's Fitzmagic. I cannot see Fitzmagic pulling off a whole season wonderfully.
I don't think either. But the thing is, the defense is what'll keep it.
Yeah, but
games.
My thing is, you got to sprinkle him out throughout the season because he will also lose you games too.
Yeah.
Because defense can only do so much. Defense can't go out there and score all the points for you. You can get a pick 6 every once in a while, but if your quarterback cannot go out there and put some points on the board, defense can only stop them so many times.
Right. Yeah, I do think it's mainly a 3-horse race in this one between Washington, New York, and Dallas. So it is more or less a toss-up. If Dak is healthy, though, it does seem like more than likely it's Dallas's. But I think that pretty much wraps up the first topic right there.
Yeah.
We will move into the second, which is our top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. So we've broken down running backs, receivers, tight ends, defensive players, and the last category now is quarterbacks. So we judge this based off of how quarterbacks played last year and then combining that with how we think they'll play this coming season. So with that being said, we're going to start at number 5 and then work our way down to number 1 on our best 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Anybody want to go first?
I guess I'll go first. I don't know if this is going to be surprising to anybody, but I put Lamar Jackson as my number 5 overall quarterback in the league.
Okay.
I think he does really well in the regular season.
Yeah.
He gets out there, he does what he needs to make it to postseason, and then it falls apart postseason because Lamar is very one-dimensional of a quarterback, unfortunately. And when it comes to just postseason where everybody's out there ready to play because, it's one game to win it all, it's easy to figure out that Lamar's arm's not amazing, that he's going to, if he gets rushed any bit at all, he's going to try and take it to the ground. And but like I said, I see him making his team make it out of regular season because his athleticism and combined with his average at best, maybe passing, gets into postseason. But postseason, he does not have the skills and versatility to make it out.
Okay.
Evan, who do you have at your number 5?
I have to think about. Man. Okay, I will do. I'll let you go first. I need to think about this because there's one person that I want to put at 5, but it's a little debatable right now.
I am putting Josh Allen at number 5.
That's exactly what I was thinking at 5.
I was highly debating putting him a little higher.
Yeah.
And putting Justin Herbert at my number 5.
Oh, wow.
But I'm a believer of 1 year could be an anomaly, especially if you're a rookie. So let me see you after your sophomore year, and then I can go forward. So Josh Allen's been in the year for a few years now. Dude has vastly improved every single year. I have to give it to the big man up there in Buffalo. He is the lifeblood of that team. Whatever money that comes his way is well-deserved. For a dude as big as he is that can move as well as he can is extremely impressive. Huge arm. He is without a doubt the best thing to come through Buffalo since I won't even mention his name, but but anyway, Josh Allen, God bless him. He's extremely entertaining to watch play too. I think he's without a doubt one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So that's my number 5.
It's kind of my 5 is actually between both their choices. I think I'm gonna go Lamar, and the reason why I'm gonna go Lamar is because I think that this postseason will be a tad bit different. And Lamar gets a lot of criticism for being a decent passer as well, a decent quarterback. But I would say that it's not only him being a decent passer of the ball, but I also think it was his receiving core. Because at the end of the day, Hollywood Brown as your number 1 receiver is not a good receiver. It's simply not. You're not gonna get that far with Marquise Brown as your number 1 receiver and Willie Snead as your number 2.
Now add Sammy Watkins, and it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's Sammy. They have Sammy Watkins, right?
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins. You have Rashad Bateman. I think that the receiving core is now improved. You have Mark Andrews, who's always been relatively good tight end. So now you have. We're at a point where Lamar can, I think, truly show off his ability to pass the ball and be the quarterback that we saw in his MVP season. And I have relatively high hopes for him this season. Coming in with a chip on his shoulder, losing to Pat Mahomes again. This is This is the season where it's like Lamar has to come in and show us that he's not second fiddle.
True that. Yeah. Number 4, who'd you got, Shaq?
My number 4 is my one and only Big Ben of Roethlisberger, put as number 4.
That is.
Let's look at
That's a crazy take.
Let's look at this. I put him that low because the man's towards the end of his career.
Low?
Yes.
That low?
Can we talk about Big Ben still being a very accurate passer and still on point with his passes?
That low.
Yes, that low.
Huh, okay.
I would not put Big Ben still out of my top 5. I say the only reason they even landed, not only reason, but half the reason besides the defense that they landed so high is Big Ben is still a very accurate passer, and half those interceptions and things like that are I would like to put on the receiving core of their team. How many times do you see receivers not be able to catch these balls and knock them up for defenses to get? How many times do you see these receivers drop passes all of last season? Clear in the chest, middle of the passes, straight out. Why are we judging me and Big Ben as a number 4 overall right now? As a
I can't wait to hear the rest of your list.
Look, I knew y'all gonna judge me as putting my man at number 4 and being hateful. All I'm saying is the man's still a very accurate passer to this day, and very much keeps his receivers out of harm if they can actually catch the football like they're getting paid.
Okay.
My question is, are there not 4 more accurate passers?
Yeah.
I say for a man, as far as his career, yes, he got Tom Brady up there as many years as career, but like as a man who's gone through as much riddled with injuries, for an over-dramatic team that he has had and everything going on, I say for the team that he has, Big Ben is a very great like quarterback out there. I say you put him on any team and then will still find a way to get people the ball and still thrive no matter what team you put him on. You could probably put him on Baltimore's team and still find a way to. I will put money on that.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
I feel very highly of that one.
For my number 4, speaking of it, I put Tom Brady at my number 4.
That's my number 4 too.
Thank you, sir. The old GOAT back there. I do think a lot of it has to do with his roster. You can't just give him anybody right now. Man is 62 years old, so you can't just throw him a couple of Capri Suns and Skittles and expect him to make you a 8-course meal. But if you give him a Mike Evans, his old pal Gronk, his old buddy AB, the whole gang, will go win you a championship. So Tom Brady, without a doubt, I think a lot of it is still up in here. Cerebrally, he can just still pick apart pretty much any defense, and still his body is in good enough shape to make pretty much any throw that is needed. And yeah, I mean, the GOAT is without a doubt still one of the best out there. Yeah,
I entirely agree. I mean, Tom Brady is definitely my 4. There's not much to add, really. I mean, it's Tom Brady. Like,
yeah. After the last 22 years, not much more to.
What he's 40.
43, 44.
Oof.
I think he just turned either 43 or 44.
And he's a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Got it.
Nuts.
That's my number 4. I mean, it's Tom Brady. You have the receiving core that he's been giving, the team that he's been given, and like you said, it's probably most attributable to the team that he's been given, but it's still Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that you couldn't put any of the top 8 quarterbacks in the league and put them on that team and, say go win a championship, and, hypothetically they would.
Right.
But there's something, obviously, and there's something that's always been different about Tom Brady.
Yeah. To me, it made it more impressive. It's like you said, if you gave a lot of top 10 quarterbacks that same roster, could they go win a championship? Most likely. They got a good chance.
Yeah.
But the fact that he did it on year 1, on a COVID year, coming from a team he's been with for 2 decades and has known nothing else, that was just. I never see some shit like that before.
I think that the one difference that would be if you take any of the top 10 quarterbacks, maybe, like let's say you put a Baker on that team, or let's even say you put I guess it's
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen on the team. You know, the one thing that is truly missing from that team would be leadership.
Yeah.
You have no one to command that team and calm them down, and which is not true because they're leaders, but they're not a Tom Brady.
Right. Somebody's done it for 2 decades.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Knows what's going on in every situation, can calm the team down and say, hey, look, been here before. We can get through this.
Yeah.
We're going to get through this. Let's go win this fucking game.
True that.
So.
Jack, who do you have at number 3?
Number 3, I put Russell Wilson as number 3.
Okay.
Holy shit, I forgot about
I know. Russ does get
You're
forgotten.
forgotten.
That just shakes up my whole
People
shit.
forget about him because his O-line is sorry, and that man has to work from whistle to whistle. The man has to run because that he knows he has about 0.5 seconds before he has a defensive lineman in the backfield. The man can still throw the ball. The man's an elite quarterback. The man can move. He's big enough that he can move, absorb a couple of hits here and there. So I give Russ my number 3 because the man can throw the ball. He's everything Lamar should be as a quarterback.
Wow.
Whoa, you just shook up my whole shit. I might have to change every rating I just had. I completely forgot about Russell Wilson.
He does get. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did kind of forget about him a bit.
Wow.
It does not change my list, but for my number 3, I had to put Deshaun Watson at my number 3.
And then I already know who your 2 and 1 is.
Yeah,
like, that was going to be the rest of my list. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Deshaun, regardless of what you have going on off the field right now.
Whether we know what's going
Right.
on or not.
You know, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
Deshaun, outstanding quarterback.
Goodness.
Can make any throw out there. Dude can move around beautifully in the pocket.
He's so talented.
Yes, absolutely. He's arguably one of him and Mahomes. I think are the 2 most talented quarterbacks out there. Yeah, he's outstanding. And unfortunately, if he has to sit out this season, the Texans might win a game this year if they're lucky. But yeah, Deshaun Watson is easily my number 3.
Damn. All right, so we're gonna rearrange things. My 5 is gonna be Tom Brady. My 4 is going to be Russell Wilson, and then my top 3 is going to be the same as his.
Okay.
I got Deshaun. Deshaun, like I said, is one of the most talented quarterbacks I've seen, and it is unbelievable with the cast that he has been with, what he's done.
Yeah.
Like, you get rid of D-Hop, you're arguably the best receiver in the league. He's gone. You still put up an incredible season. Like it's absolutely absurd what he can do as a quarterback and what he has done as a quarterback. And you know, you take the off the field, you know, problems and assumptions and fucking accusations. Fuck, I'm not gonna say much about it, but I just have seen his talent, and he never ceases to amaze me as a quarterback.
Yeah.
The throws that he made. I mean, the one where he got kicked in the eye.
Yeah, that playoff game. Oh my god.
Like,
it's crazy.
He's so good.
Never gets rattled.
So good.
Ever. Like under any circumstance, you never see him look frustrated or down. Like he just goes out there and balls no matter what.
Yeah.
Like if I were starting a team right now, he'd probably be my first pick at quarterback.
And which is kind of crazy to say because you have Patrick.
Yeah.
But I think that I feel like as a leader, Deshaun is a more tough, composed leader.
Good. Always has a positive head on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And I think that Dabo has definitely done him
Yeah.
really well, you know, coming out of Clemson. And he's learned a lot from him, and I think the leadership aspect definitely comes from Dabo. So,
yeah. And always remember that the Chicago Bears took Mitchell Trubisky over him and Patrick Mahomes.
Well, look, they're not a very competent franchise.
I mean, you know that for sure for the last 20 years of watching this franchise.
After Dabo called him the Michael Jordan of football, and they still are like Mitchell Trubisky.
Yes.
But anyway, moving into number 2.
My number 2, the one and only, y'all can judge me. I have Mahomes as my number 2.
Okay.
Mahomes, like you said, all around great quarterback. We've seen that man's arm, and the man puts in work. Another scary ass team that we know they will make it far every single season. And always one question is Kansas City versus the rest of the league on who else is going to try and dethrone them, or who else is going to be the next big competitor. Patrick Mahomes is one of those quarterbacks in his own kind of league.
Yeah.
So I'm giving him my number 2.
Yeah.
My number 2, I put Aaron Rodgers, the reigning MVP right now, the drama queen right now. But, it's neither here nor there. Aaron Rodgers has been doing this for a while now. Just kind of a shame that his organization is run by a county, it seems like. But yeah, if they could spend more than $4 to get him a weapon, it'd be crazy to see what he could do with, more than just Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. Like, if they had another whoever there, that would be incredible.
Wasting a first-round draft pick on Jordan.
Yeah, but this is not a Packers slander hour. Aaron Rodgers, outstanding. I mean, you'll be hard pressed to find a more crafty, mobile, more talented. I mean, I don't know any more adjectives to think of, but he's just all around an outstanding quarterback. He can dig you out of some holes if you find yourself into some real press situations, unless you're at home in an NFC Championship against Tom Brady. Then you can't dig yourself out of that hole. But anyway, Aaron Rodgers, number 2.
You can dig the dirt back on you.
My number 2 is the same. My favorite quarterback of all time, Aaron Rodgers. A little biased, but obviously my number 1 is Mahomes. So, I mean, there's a difference between the two. But Aaron, reigning MVP, very proud of how he's played. I personally think that Tom is the greatest quarterback. Aaron is the best quarterback. Arm-wise, mobility, everything that Aaron has been able to showcase throughout his career as a quarterback has been on display. And he's showcased everything he needed to. And if he wasn't in a Tom Brady era, I think he would go down as the best quarterback.
Yeah.
And so, making that statement, I still think that he is the most talented, best quarterback that we've seen in the NFL. And, now it's kind of like Patrick. Aaron.
Yeah.
Regardless, Aaron's number 2. Devontae is an amazing receiver. There's not much you can say about that connection. They might be the best connection in football.
You think this is their last dance?
Yes.
Which is sad to say.
Yeah, we are going to finally see the end of. Like, he's been playing as long as a lot of us have been watching football to a degree.
I don't
A-Rod.
see him go.
So it's hard to see somebody that we've been watching forever play and then be like, "No, they're not."
But this, I think that if he goes, if they don't make the playoffs this season, he's done.
Yeah.
But if they do, might get a year.
Yeah.
I just don't, unless they win the Super Bowl, I don't see a situation where he comes back to this team.
To the Packers?
Yeah.
I don't see him not retiring in January.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying last dances in Adams and Rodgers both being there. I think that's
This is
See, my number 1 is different from y'all because my number 1, he just made the statement of in the Brady era, so that's kind of like my number 1 is Tom Brady right now.
Gotcha.
Is taking one man. Yes, he had a lot of weapons on the Bucks, but the same aspect changing from all the way from New England to here in a new city, and then win a Super Bowl same year. We used to dog this man out because this man used to come to Florida every year and not be able to perform against Miami and people like that. And then all of a sudden that being your home stadium and balling out and winning a Super Bowl in Tampa of all places. at the age of 43, 44 years old. It's like, yes, the man's not mobile, but guess what? He doesn't need to be mobile. The man takes his pay cuts to make sure these guys standing in front of him will make sure they block him all season long. Yeah. So it's kind of like this man does what every quarterback wish they could do. And the things that their team does for Tom Brady is what they wish teams would do for them. Yeah. I think that's why A-Rod is so mad at his teams, because he goes out and he sees Tom Brady, where Tom Brady goes to a whole new team and he's like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. Yeah. Where A-Rod can be on his whole career at one team and they'd be like, yeah, fuck you, I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah, like legit, Aaron Rodgers played his entire career, and as soon as he started saying something, the GM comes out and says, "Shut up and play." Like,
while A-Rod comes to a whole new team and the team's like, what do you want, Tom Brady? We got you.
Right.
You want. So to me, he's a leader on and off the field, not to just his players, but towards the whole team, coaching staff. And the man lets people know, and he's like, guess what? If you do what I say, I give you results, and the results are rings. So I give to this man as being an all-around player, leader, everything you want in somebody you're to spend your franchise with, or so Tom Brady for on and off the field and all around best quarterback. Always insane to watch him. The kryptonite the kryptonite to homeboy Patrick Mahomes. That's what it comes down to.
Homeboy.
Yeah, I did put Mahomes as my number one. I mean, I don't really have to say much about what he's doing right now. Like Evan said, Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback we've ever seen. However, that could change by the time Mahomes is done. The fact that he's been paid $500 million over the next however many years.
Still can't play basketball.
Why are we still hating on my number 4 pick of Roethlisberger? The man is going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. What are we hating on?
But we can say that about a lot of quarterbacks.
We can say that, but
Hall of Fame quarterback.
But deep down inside, do we
believe that? I personally do.
I believe that, but can we doubt the fact that Roethlisberger has multiple rings? The man played an amazing season last season as a quarterback. Can we go back to that?
No.
All right. Y'all mad fucking disrespectful for no reason.
Patrick Mahomes, obviously the best quarterback, most talented quarterback. And I have to give credit. I have to give credit to Andy Reid, the coaching staff, the innovativeness of the Chiefs' offense. It's always entertaining. It adds a new dimension to the NFL. There's not much to say. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes.
We're having no more guests on the show. I'm just let y'all know. Final. Y'all enjoy this, man, because this will be the last one to come out. We're ruining it for all y'all.
It's Patrick Mahomes. There's not much to say. I mean, the side. I will always remember his throw where he's rolling out the pocket, spins off the defender, throws it into the back of the end zone, top left corner.
Unbelievable.
There's not many people.
Unbelievable.
I don't think there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else in the NFL right now that can do that. Yeah. That was
I mean, he has a baseball background too.
Yeah.
I've seen homeboy chuck that shit left-handed downfield. Doesn't matter, right-hand, left-handed, put in his foot. This man would clear 15, 20 yards on the field.
I will also say, I think he has the nastiest pump fake in the NFL as well. That man, he'll have 4 dudes going that way while he's throwing it complete opposite direction.
And variety of throwing motions. He has the entire package that a quarterback should have.
Absolutely. And for a dude who, I don't view him as he's a mobile quarterback, but he's not like a rusher like that. But he just has a way of getting out of harm's way where he just can shuffle his way. It's unbelievable. I've never seen somebody shuffle as fast as he does.
He's an unbelievable quarterback, man. Unbelievable talent. And, like you said, when it's all said and done, he might be the most talented quarterback of all time. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that's always going to go down on his resume is that he lost to Tom Brady.
Yeah, he still has not beaten him when it counts most.
And that's going to be a debate to have. Because if we hypothetically say that, let's say Patrick wins as many rings as Tom Brady does, do we still say Tom Brady's the better quarterback?
Yes.
And that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
But I just dislike that it's forever going to go down.
Right.
Only because has he beaten Tom Brady at any point in his career? We can argue that, yes. But like the fact that when it mattered most, he wasn't. It's like so. There's a clutch factor that Tom Brady, I would say, has over Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady's like, all right, you beat me in the regular season or whatever, but like this is playoffs where it's a one and done type of situation.
Right. So and both times, two different conferences, I was able to get past you on your field and on my field. Like,
so to him, it's kind of like it's a mind game type of thing. So that's the only thing that separates them. I feel.
So do we place more of the blame on Patrick for losing the Super Bowl? Like, does he get a majority of it?
I mean, I put that more on the lack of offensive line there, but
so on his resume, when we say Patrick Mahomes lost to Tom Brady, are we going to attribute the recent Super Bowl loss to Patrick, or are we going to say, look, it was a team?
I would say that Tom Brady did have a monster load of weapons and variety between Gronk, Evans. I would even put it AB, went out there and got a touchdown, got a couple yards off it. He has a lot of people that he can basically say, who want a touchdown, you're going to get it kind of thing. Where, yes, Patrick Mahomes has weapons, but not as many weapons as Tom Brady had to utilize.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, ironically, this most recent Super Bowl, that wasn't the more impressive thing. Like, for Tom Brady, that wasn't the more impressive thing. It was the AFC Championship game in Kansas City. Yeah. That was 10 times more impressive to me. And that one, I do put that on Mahomes. The Super Bowl is partially on him, but not the majority. Do I put the blame on him? Unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things, people will just generalize and say, Mahomes lost to him in the Super Bowl, so blase. But when you get specific, wasn't really his fault primarily, but it is what it is. How people are. So
that is true.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna go to a break, and we're gonna come back on the other side with some news on what's going on in the sports world recently. But we'll be back. I'm going to mute our mics, and we will be back in a bit. If you were starting a team right now, would you pick him as your starting point guard?
Yes.
Oh, I'm still taking Steph. I'm sorry.
No.
You think Russell Westbrook is a better point guard?
An all around better point guard.
How many rings does Russell Westbrook have?
How many rings does Steph have?
3.
I'm still taking.
Kevin Durant left this man because he said, I can't win with you. I got to go join somebody who can.
And then he left Steph again.
Well, I mean, it's Kevin Durant.
Yes.
But at the same time, since he's left, what has Russell Westbrook done?
You make a powerhouse team around Steph Curry. That man had help.
Before that, he had him. It was him, Draymond, and Clay.
Which is still a lot more than Westbrook had.
He had Kevin Durant, James Harden, Serge Ibaka.
You try to play with James Harden.
If a game is on the line, the last person on my list is Russell Westbrook because that shit is hard off the glass every single time. What are you saying right now, Ryan Brown? Is a beast. Yeah, he is a beast. That doesn't mean he's better than Steph Curry.
Yes.
Some do say that they think the coaching is the problem with that team, but I mean, maybe if you give him a great coach, maybe they'll hop up to like the 8th seed at best. Maybe they'll jump up 2 places or so, but nothing crazy.
Can't coach non-talent.
That's also true, man.
This is some a Disney movie where the airbud comes and saves them from.
They do have a very interesting roster. I will say that.
Not just people like to talk. Mike Tomlin is probably the best thing to happen. One of the best things that happened to that team when it comes to coaching. Which other coach would would have tolerated all that? Think about it. Picture coaching Antonio Brown for more than one season at a time. And then picture coaching Juju on the same exact. My thing is like no other coach would have tolerated it. Damn well this man is cussing them out in the locker room every game.
screaming at him.
Using all types of language, just screaming up in the locker room to act right. You know this man do nightly call-ins. You home? All right, you got a game tomorrow.
He's a high school coach. He's got to call the night before. Hey, remember, we got to be at the airport. All right, 9 a.m.
Is that club music in the background? Boy, you know what's
Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lore, two of them are in the process of buying the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards was asked about what he thinks about A-Rod now owning the team, and apparently he did not know who Alex Rodriguez even was. Very strange coming from him, who apparently played baseball for a big chunk of his life, and he's trying to convince people that he doesn't know. Okay, really? Playing games. I don't see your name on this checkbook.
What payroll?
Apparently they'll take full control from 2023, and they will also own the WNBA counterpart, the Minnesota Lynx, as well.
I feel like this Browns team has a different vibe, a more successful vibe than what you've seen in the past from them?
Nah, I think they're still the same Browns team out there every year.
And they start with a horrible snap all the way back to the 2-yard line, and the Browns punch it into the end zone where they wind up with a touchdown. TJ is likely winner of that award as pass is intercepted at the 50-yard line.
I think they're nameless great faces. The Browns is the Browns. I'm just happy we're playing them again, this Sunday. I'm just happy we're playing them again, The Browns is the Browns. I'm just happy we're playing them again, this Sunday. The Browns is the Browns. The Browns is the Browns. I'm just happy we're playing them again, this Sunday. I'm just happy we're playing them again, The Browns is the Browns. I'm just happy we're playing them again, this Sunday. The Browns is the Browns.
Get him out of here, John! The Browns don't beat the Browns! The Browns don't beat the Browns!
Horrible. Trash ass. Dumpster fire.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the little break there. If you are watching live, which is Morgan at this point, we went back in the little break video because I was referencing something. So, yeah. The rest of you guys are watching this after the fact. You don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, anyway, we're going to hit some news before we hit the final topic of the week. Headlining the news is, of course, none other than the brainiac known as Dennis Schroeder, who turned down the Lakers' 4-year, $84 million extension to end up signing with my Boston Celtics for 1 year, $5.9 million. Dennis the Menace, what were you thinking?
Menace to his bank.
More vlogs for him.
Bang, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
In his German accent.
Then I'm happy to have him. I think he'll be great.
I mean, what's the guard depth look like? Cam Pritchard. Ooh, I personally am really high.
Yeah, Pritchard's good. He's a great bench point guard right now. However, with Schroeder coming in there, I think it'll take away a bit of his shine, unfortunately. At the same time, though, I don't see Schroeder starting. He's probably not gonna start. He's probably gonna come off the bench and make up for some offense when Tatum and Brown are sitting. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Schroeder, you played yourself, my guy, which is really unfortunate. But I don't know. Maybe you can make it some miracle happen this year. But wish you nothing but the best because you're a member of my team. Moving along, Luka Doncic on the other side of this signs the 5-year, $207 million Supermax extension with the Mavs. My guy got paid to stay with his team. Yeah, everybody to get paid. Yeah. To stay down with their home team right there. Yeah, what do you guys think of Luka staying with Dallas?
Good move. I give it to you. Getting paid. He's doing really well for his team. I do not see them going far in the playoffs, but at the same time, I give brothers props for being loyal to the organization and sticking where they need to be. So good job for you.
I don't see him leaving.
No, he's good.
I don't see him leaving.
He's one of those players who spends most of his career on one single team.
Yeah, I don't see him leaving. The only thing is that Dallas needs to put more pieces around him.
Yeah, if they can get one superstar to come there with him, that could work wonders.
They need a second option. This isn't a second option.
Yeah,
sadly.
No, he's not at all.
But besides that, I mean, yeah, they need a second option. So.
They do. Last but not least, this is a great show.
God's gift to Earth.
Last but not least on the news doc here, James Washington requests a trade from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was wide receiver 4, I think, or 3, depending on the day. James Washington, a really solid wide receiver who just unfortunately got buried in the array of other great receivers that the Steelers have. He said he wants out after that first preseason game against the Cowboys. Guess he finally came to the conclusion that I don't need to be here anymore. So if y'all can get me the hell up out of here, I'd highly appreciate that. Shaq, what do you think about probably losing Washington?
Here's my thing. It would be, of course, a great loss for him to leave, but my opinion about that, if brothers don't want to stay, it's probably sometimes more of a hurt to you to have brothers not be there. Not for on the field. I'm not gonna say this because not perform out of spite, but I feel like locker room vibes and other things be a negative. So I hope they find a way to make him stay. But if brothers really don't want to be there, just make sure you get something good for him. Don't be over there throwing this man away to a team for nothing.
Yeah, I think they can probably get at most second round pick if they're lucky. Probably a third round though is more likely, but we'll see what happens with that. That will do it for the news for this week. Moving into the final topic of this week, we have broken down damn near every single division in the NFL leading up to the start of the season. But the last two are the AFC West and AFC South. This week we are doing the AFC West, and we're going to break down their off-season moves amongst the 4 teams that are there. We're going to predict their records going forward, and then predict the playoff situation for the teams that do make the playoffs out of this division. So we will start with the off-season moves. We're going to go from who we think had the worst off-season to who we think had the best. I will kick this one off. I have to say the Raiders at the end of the day are still the Raiders. You can move them from Oakland to Las Vegas to Trinidad to Sydney. It does not seem to matter. The Raiders are still the Raiders at the end of the day. They did draft Alex Leatherwood with their number 17 pick, even when they had probably a lot better options still left on the table. They still took Leatherwood there. Odd move. I don't get it, but, hey, whatever. They also traded Trent Brown to my team, which, thank you very much. Traded him for some pretty late-round draft picks. Don't know why they did that. And then at the end of the day, Raiders fans, you can cry about Derek Carr all you want. Your defense is always going to be the problem. And you did not seem to improve your defensive line when you needed to. You did kind of improve your secondary and a bit of your edge rushers a bit, but the middle, the core of your defensive line is still a problem. You guys couldn't put pressure on a fly if it was back there trying to make a pass, and that still seems to be the case. So, good luck, Raiders. Number 4 in my book for off-season moves. Who else has a number 4?
Mine's gonna be the Raiders, since I gotta back that up. Since go there, it's still gonna be a trash team, like you said. No matter where you put them in the league, you can change the coach, you can change the location. They still the Raiders. It's gonna take a couple years for them to rebuild and be where they want to be, but the Raiders trash as number 4. There we go.
I mean, I guess the bright spot is that they have Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And JJ.
Yeah, Josh and damn, Henry Ruggs.
If Henry Ruggs is your other right spot, tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, it's the Raiders. It's not a very exciting offseason.
Yeah.
Nor are they a very exciting team. So,
All right, to go around.
With that being said,
Gruden, your days are numbered, my friend.
Yeah.
Shaq, who'd you have at number 3?
Can't remember myself now. I was not prepared.
I put Shaq onto the hot seat there.
I think it'll be good. I put the Chargers in number 3.
Okay.
Number 3. Like I said, Chargers, they have an okay season, but for who else they got to compete around, I feel like they could still improve a lot for. It's hard to compete in that division with if you look at who's going to be number 1 overall. So,
yeah, the Chargers had a good amount of pros, but they also had a good amount of cons. So to me, it really balanced them out a bit. I mean, generally speaking, I think they had more good than bad. They were able to get Slater in the draft. He fell further than people thought.
I wanted him to fall in my job.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Yeah, so they were able to get him. They also got Corey Linsley, so that protects Herbert back there. So I think that outstanding for them. They're taking notes. They know Herbert's their guy in the future. We want to make sure they have the best of the best to protect him. They did lose Hunter Henry to my team, but they were able to replace him with Jared Cook. So, there's that. If you want to lose a playoff game by him fumbling the ball, you got the right guy. They also drafted Asante Samuels Jr. at quarterback. If he's half as good as his dad, they've hit a home run with that one, which I think he will be. He seems to be outstanding. And then they have an entirely new coaching staff. So, Chargers, some good, some bad. I think it's more good than bad, though. So, put the Chargers at number 3.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that, again, some bright spots. Justin Herbert, you have your quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, after getting rid of Philip Rivers, you have your quarterback. Son Eckler. Oh, no, they don't. Do they still have Eckler?
I think so. I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah. But I could easily be wrong.
I don't know why my brain is screaming Jets. But if they still have them.
Right.
Still have Keenan. I mean, look, it's the Chargers, and they impressed me last year.
They did,
impress me
without
last
a
year.
doubt.
I did not think that Justin Herbert was going to be as good as he was. But,
I don't think anybody did, so, it's fair enough.
Impressed me. So we'll see how Are they fair this season?
At number 2, I put the Broncos there.
Happened there too.
The Broncos had a damn good offseason. They were able to get Patrick Surtain the second in the draft. I think he's going to be a huge, huge piece in stopping some of the quarterbacks they have to go up against in that very tough division. They were also able to sign Ronald Darby, who I'm sure, Philly fans are ready to shoot him out of a cannon, but he was able to come to Washington, redeem himself, and now he's a much, much better player that you'd like to have now. And then they were able to retain a lot of their offensive pieces, whether it was Judy, Fant, Sutton, still have Melvin Gordon there. So all that core.
Is Philip Lindsay still there as well?
Yeah, Lindsay's still there. To keep all those guys, I think that's a huge, huge piece. So even if you do have Bridgewater or Locke as your starting quarterback, even though it's a rough pill to swallow, but to know that if we can just solve the quarterback problem, the rest of the team is still great. So I put the Broncos at number 2 because they improved pretty much everything else that they needed to, just besides the quarterback position.
Yeah, that was my number 2 also. I feel like we're all on the same page with that.
Yeah.
They did a lot for the team, but that one little tad spot sometimes is the most important spot to step up. So that is where I'm at with that.
I mean, Drew Lock is Drew Lock. There's not many great things to say. But I mean, with Teddy Bridgewater now as a quarterback, I think that is a little bit on the up and up. And I'm very high on Jerry Jeudy. I like Noah Fant. I like the running back core. The defense. It's the Broncos defense. Big fan of it.
Yeah.
It's a very promising team, and they're getting better. On paper they're getting better. So I like the Broncos. I like where they are. And now it's just about seeing whether or not Teddy is going to be a decent quarterback this season.
To think that they were the most likely team to get Aaron Rodgers is kind of funny to think. Like,
really funny.
They could have had the best offseason if they were able to just land that. But, it is what it is. Number 1, it was undoubtedly the Chiefs. Sometimes less is more.
I think we did that for the Bucks also. When we
right.
The Bucks.
If you make it that far, you don't need to change much. It's just, can you make those few minor changes to hit that next level instead of trying to clean house and start from scratch. So obviously their big problem was protecting Patrick Mahomes. That's where they got exposed. So they were able to get Joe Thuney from my Patriots. They traded their first round pick, took Orlando Brown from Baltimore. Yeah, and then they of course got also Kyle Long from the Bears. So all in all, the Chiefs said, "Hey, we know exactly where we need to focus. Let's just do that. Everything else we're already good on." So I give the Chiefs props. I mean, if you already have all the answers to a test, why would you stop taking that test? So that the Chiefs still on top for me.
My favorite. Yeah, that was Kansas City, my top. So
fair enough.
Easy as that. I think all of our picks are remotely basically the same.
Yep. So with that, we will move into the predictions as far as schedules go. Anybody have any teams in specific you'd like to start with?
This is the awkward division where nobody cares besides anything other than Kansas City in this division, to be honest. Because we all kind of predict who's coming out of this division.
Let's start with Kansas City then. Everyone, let's start with you on Kansas City.
All right.
This is just written over mine, but all right. So if you want to start from the top here, hosting Cleveland, first game of the season.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah.
It's a dub.
Yeah. 8-20 game. Yeah. I haven't beaten the Ravens.
Beating the Ravens.
Lost Los Angeles. Yeah.
At Philly, this is a tough one for them.
Fuck Philly, yeah.
Okay. Hosting the Bills.
Nah. I really, really, really like Josh Allen and how Buffalo treats him as a quarterback and what he does for the community. And on top of that, I mean, him, Stephon, it's a really good team. So.
It is. Okay, I'm gonna put that little right there. At Washington.
I think that defense is going to give him some trouble, but no, they're going to come out.
All right. At Tennessee.
That's questionable. I might have Tennessee that one.
All right. Versus your Giants at home.
Yeah, you can just chalk that one.
Yep. Versus the Packers at home.
Damn. Packers at home. Packers at home or?
Chiefs are at home.
Okay. I'll give it to the Chiefs.
Fair enough. At the Raiders.
Yeah. Go Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you know, honestly.
Okay.
Cowboys, Chiefs. Chiefs are at home?
Yes.
Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
At home against the Broncos.
Yeah, they're going to get that one.
All right. At home against the Raiders. All right.
Being the Chargers.
At the Chargers. Dub. Versus the Steelers. Big Ben.
This shit y'all be throwing over here in my corner. I don't need all this.
I think that they're going. It's going to be a close one. I think that the Chiefs are going to beat the Steelers. They're going to beat the Bengals. They're going to lose to Denver at home.
All right, fair enough. So you have them going 2, 3, 4.
Right?
1, 2. Oh yeah, 13 and 4.
13 and 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Losing Tennessee, Dallas, LA, and or.
Which is surprising. I never had Dallas.
Different. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna put that in here real quick. Evan, 13 and 4. All right. I will go through mine real quick since we're right here. At Cleveland, dub. At Baltimore, loss. Versus the Chargers, dub. At Philly, dub. Versus the Bills, at home, L. Buffalo gets the revenge. At the Washington football team, dub. At the Titans, L. Versus the Giants, dub. Hosting the Packers. I think the Packers win that one. At Las Vegas, dub. Hosting the Cowboys, dub. Hosting the Broncos and the Raiders, dub. At Los Angeles, I say they lose that one. In the last 3 games of the season versus Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Denver, dub, which will result in a record of 12-5 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Shaq, I'm going to move over to yours real quick. I'm not too sure how well you can see this, but I'm going to move it a little. Oh, crap. Move this a little closer.
I can see just enough from over here. All right. I see them win against Cleveland, win against Baltimore. They win against LA. I can actually say LA this time and not mess it up. Dub against Philly. Dub against Buffalo. Dub against Washington. I say they catch an L to Tennessee.
All right. First loss of the season.
Yeah. They dub against the Giants because this is Giants. I'm sorry. Dub against the Jets. I don't know. I lost track.
Packers.
Okay, I'm blind to me. Dub against the Packers. Dub against Vegas. Dub against Dallas. They win against Denver. I say they split and they go ahead and catch an L to the rate of some godforsaken miracle. Mahomes sneezes 5 times. I don't. What do I have for LA? I say they beat LA. They beat Pittsburgh, beat Cincinnati, and they beat Denver.
Okay, so you're winning what? Losing only 2 games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, so
it's a good season.
Yeah, they go 15-2.
I'm not gonna say the schedule is easy, but it's not one of the hardest schedules to go up against. Because besides what they have, Tennessee, Buffalo, and Green Bay. Besides that, the other teams are very capable teams for them to handle and beat.
Yeah.
So they have like three games out of the season that are really hard. And if they do lose any other games, some other fluke, so like somebody balls out that game on the other team.
Yeah, they do still have to start the season Baltimore and Cleveland, which are not easy, but I think for the Chiefs, they should still be able to handle them. Let's move into Vegas. Let's go with Evan here. So starting off, Vegas hosting the Ravens on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, no, that's chalk that.
Okay.
Chalk Pittsburgh.
Okay. Hosting.
Chalk Miami for sure.
Okay.
I had to think about that one for a second. We could chalk the Chargers. The Bears have Justin Fields. Yeah, they lost that.
All right.
Chalk Denver. Gotta be in Philly.
First one of the year.
Yeah. Chalk Giants, Chiefs. Gotta be in Bengals.
Okay. At Cowboys.
Ooh. Carr against the Cowboys. No. Carr against the WFT as well. No. That's. I'll give them a split. Actually, I'll let them have Dallas.
Fair enough.
And you know what? I'll let them have the Chiefs as well. One miracle again. Chalk the Browns. One against Denver. Lost in the last two.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you have to go 5 and 12.
Sure.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 and 12. Damn. That is. John, your days are truly numbered. All right. So for me on the Raiders, I don't know how to do it much better. Against the Ravens, have them losing. Win against the Steelers and the Dolphins. Only reason I say that is because the Raiders most definitely blow their load in the first month of the season, usually when they're the best. So I'll give them that. After that, though, it's the beginning of the end. At the Chargers, loss. Bears and Broncos, loss. Hosting the Eagles, win. At New York, at Kansas City, loss. Hosting the Bengals, win. Then they go on a 4-game losing streak against the Cowboys, Washington, Chiefs, and Browns. They will beat the Broncos at home. They will lose to the Colts, and then they will beat the Chargers at home. So 6 and 11 is my prediction for Vegas. For Shaq, I pull up yours here. Alrighty.
All right, for wonderful Vegas. I see him catching L to Baltimore, L to Pittsburgh, L to Miami. Very competitive teams.
At the Chargers?
They catch an L to the Chargers because they're at the Chargers. There'll be something going on. They win against Chicago because it is Chicago. They beat Denver.
Okay.
They beat Philly because it's Philly. They beat the Giants.
Yeah.
They catch an L to Kansas City.
Of course.
And L to Cincinnati because it is Cincinnati. I mean, they beat Cincinnati because it's Cincinnati. They beat Dallas, beat Washington, L to Kansas City again.
You have a lot of faith in this team.
L to Cleveland. I say they beat Denver.
Okay.
Beat Indianapolis.
Okay.
And catch an L to LA.
Interesting.
I say they do something magical this year.
And you had them fourth?
I don't.
8,
Don't
9,
worry about
yeah.
that. This is like this.
9 and
This is like the NFC least. It's the best of the losers.
Got it.
is who will get a wild card after Kansas City.
That is true, though.
Speaking of, wait, do you already do Kansas
Yeah, we
City?
did
Okay,
Kansas City.
yeah. So just let's go to Denver next. All right, Evan, who you got for Denver?
Oof, man. Okay. Wow. Played Denver the first game of the year. Okay. So sadly, I got us losing to the Broncos first game of the season. I'm not feeling the vibes. Jacksonville, they're winning.
Gotcha.
Jets winning. Ravens losing. Steelers losing. Did I have to?
That's a great question. It's my favorite game here.
Flashback.
I
Vegas.
have Vegas losing. I mean, well. Fuck. Yeah, no, I had Vegas losing. Okay, yeah, I had Vegas losing.
Okay. Let's go back.
So I had Vegas, yeah.
All right, so there's a dub there.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
No. What is this, Denver? Washington. Yeah, I got a win in that one. Dallas, I don't have them winning that one. Philly, I have them winning that one. By LA, I have them losing. I mean, winning that one. I have them winning that one. They beat Kansas City. I mean, whoa. They lose Kansas City. They beat Detroit. They beat Cincinnati. They beat the Raiders. If that's correct.
Well,
I said Vegas would actually fucking beat them.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So that's a. Then I have them
at LA.
I have them losing that Kansas City game, obviously, but I have them losing that Chargers game too.
So that puts you at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 and 9.
Whoa, that's a little low. That sounds bad.
This is like a division that everyone's gonna sit in that middle of the pack type thing.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be too extremely bad. I feel like nobody's gonna be too extremely good except for Kansas City. Everyone's just gonna be like there.
8 and 9. For me, I mean, I've got them pretty similar. At New York, at Jacksonville, they're starting off with 2 losses. Hosting the Jets, they'll win that one. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, they're losing both of those. Hosting the Raiders, dub. At Cleveland, L. And they go on a 4-game winning streak. Everybody will be hot on the Broncos all of a sudden because they beat almost everybody in AFC East. So congratulations.
I'm being the best of the world.
And then they'll beat the Chargers at home. Cool. And then they'll go up against Detroit and Kansas City. I said they drop both of those. Yes, I see the Lions beating them on some kind of weird fluke. Bengals, they'll beat them, and then they'll lose the last 3 games of the season against their divisional rivals. So 7 and 10 for me for the Broncos. I think it is going to be next offseason will be the offseason of the quarterback for the Broncos because I think that's what's going to cost them a bunch of games. So
yeah, they'll have it figured out by then, hopefully.
Maybe.
For Shaq, I can find. Okay. For the Broncos. Remember, folks, we already have penciled in what we've already predicted with the previous teams. So Shaq has a lot of L's on this schedule.
L to New York, L to Jacksonville.
Okay.
New quarterback's gonna come out there and feel like he got something to prove. L to the Jets, magically. L to Baltimore. Come on, guys. L to Pittsburgh. Yep. Did I have them catching L to Vegas?
Let's see real quick. Vegas, Shaq. Yes. Yeah. Denver wins this one, so. Sorry, Vegas wins that one, so Denver would lose that. It's not good. All right.
Yep. L to Cleveland, L to Washington. You're welcome, Morgan. L to Dallas, L to Philly. I say they win LA, for some godforsaken reason, they win this one. If I haven't called them to lose this one already, they get beat by Kansas City, of course. They get beat by Detroit. They get beat by Cincinnati. I say,
let's look while we're here. Las Vegas, Denver. Yeah, you have them losing that one too.
Yeah.
Yikes!
I'm sorry, this team has not been good since a certain person left the league. But
So, how do you have them second in your?
Team moral second place. They think they're the shit, but deep down. So I say they sweep LA for their mentality.
Wow. Hold on. Did we do LA already? We did, or no, we did not.
I think that's the only one we got left. Morgan, that's right, Shaq. All right, Morgan. By default, not to a good team. I y'all beating.
And I'm assuming they lose to Kansas City again.
Yes, they lose to Kansas City. So they win.
They win 2 games.
Jesus.
Yep.
2 games out of 17.
Yes. Yeah, like that's impossible.
It's not impossible. That's crazy.
How many teams have you seen win 1 or 2 games for the season? Just this past season, we've seen games.
I don't see that from this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, never know.
The Bengals, the Eagles. You have them losing to the Eagles.
I've learned that anything I speak, the opposite comes into existence.
So they're gonna go 15-2.
15-2.
Last but certainly not least.
Not the least. Well, actually, not technically, according to Jack.
The Los Angeles Chargers here will round this all out.
I feel like our AFC West rankings are a little fraudulent right now.
Sort of. It's kind of hard to say, but
Off-season
you know.
rankings, yes,
Yeah.
I have them beating Washington and Dallas, losing to KC, beating the Raiders, losing to the Browns. They're at Baltimore, they're losing. I have them beating the Patriots, beating the Eagles, beating. Sometimes gotta Vikings, Chargers. It's a game that I would watch. And the Chargers are winning.
Okay.
Steelers are losing.
They're losing to the Steelers.
Yeah, they're losing to the Steelers. I don't remember what I put for Denver, but I'm going to assume that it was a loss.
They're at Denver. Yeah. Denver winning that one.
Denver winning that one? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So we have Denver winning that one. I have, I have them beating Cincinnati, not beating my Giants. I don't remember what I was in Kansas City, but we're just going to assume that it was probably a loss. Beating the Texans. I don't remember what I said for Denver.
Let's look one more time here. Denver.
It was a loss for Denver.
Yeah.
So, so Chargers won that one, and then they lose. I mean, they win against.
Gotcha. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 10-7. Sounds about right.
I want to give them another one in there somewhere.
You have them losing to the Steelers, the Giants.
On national TV? You know, actually, yeah. They'll beat the Steelers on national TV.
I think a lot of this out of spite now.
No.
Just putting it out there.
The reason why I give them the edge on national TV, I think that I have a weird feeling about Herbert coming out at 8:20 and just really
the magic hour.
Giving it.
Morgan, you want to be a guest on the show again? Evan just come here and slander my team and my name on the
show. Yeah, so 11 and 6.
Yeah, 11-6 sounds about right, actually.
11
I wouldn't be surprised
and
if they actually
6.
did that.
So I am very high on the Chargers this year. I have been beating the Washington football team and the Cowboys. They're going to lose at Kansas City. They're going to beat the Raiders at home. They're going to lose to the Browns at home. They will go to Baltimore and win that one, upset them on the road. They'll go on a 4-game winning streak against the Patriots, Eagles, Vikings, and Steelers. And then they're going to lose in Denver. They're also going to beat the Bengals. Doesn't matter where that game is played. They're going to then
Walmart parking lot.
They're going to beat the Giants. They're going to beat the Chiefs at home. They're going to go to Houston and beat them. They're going to host the Broncos, beat them. And then, strangely, they'll lose the last game of the season in Las Vegas when the Raiders have absolutely nothing to play for. So, yeah, I have them going 13-4 and winning the division. The Los Angeles Chargers. So, yeah, for the Chargers, when it comes to Shaq. Okay. Yeah.
So I have them beating the Washington football team. Sorry, Morgan, not this time around. They catch an L to Dallas, an L to Kansas City.
Morgan said he'll be on the show October 27th.
All right, a very specific date.
Got it nailed down.
Exactly. Vegas. I think I have them beating Vegas. Vegas might be losing to them. I don't think I had a high hopes for Vegas. I don't know.
Let's look real quick. Folks, there's a lot to look through here. Yeah, Vegas losing that game, so meaning that LA would have won it.
Yes.
I don't know if that's what you just said.
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
Okay, yeah.
An L to Cleveland, L to Baltimore. Let's say they beat New England, beat Philly, L to Minnesota, L to Pittsburgh. They beat Denver. They take it. I wish I could take that back. And an L to Cincinnati. Things happen. Things get put in stone around the parts. They beat New York. They catch an L to Kansas City. They catch an L to Houston. And last team, Denver. So they beat Denver again. And they beat Vegas.
Let's just check real quick. Yes, that sounds about right. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So you have them going. Wait, that's the wrong team. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Very popular record this year.
8 and 9
for the Chargers.
Got it.
With all that being said,
I feel like this shows the critique Shaq and his choices show today.
with all that being said, where do you guys think that team? I mean, I think you guys both have the Chiefs winning the division. I have them being a wild card team with the Chargers winning the division. How do you think the playoffs pan out for the teams that? Do you think the Chargers are a wild card team?
Yeah. Wholeheartedly.
Shaq?
Yeah, they could be definitely a wild card team, but like, I still think Kansas City will come out strong out of the division. It's hard for me to say because I did predict them playing the Bucks last season in the Super Bowl, it will be hard for me. I want to predict that again. That will be the outcome of Bucks Chiefs repeat, but I don't want to predict that early. I predicted last season. That was pure luck that I predicted that, but I ain't gonna do it that far. I do say the Chiefs make a far run this season, playoffs again.
Evan.
Yeah, Chargers wild card team. I think that. Who was the wild card team in the division this year?
This most recent year?
Yeah.
I don't think they had a wild card team. It was the Browns and somebody else is the wild card team.
So, yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that the Chargers will be a wild card team. I think that they'll be a wild card team.
I think it was the Browns and the Colts. I think that was the two wild card teams. But anyway.
Regardless, Justin Herbert's going to. I feel like this is his sophomore year. He's going to make momentous strides. We're going to see a lot out of him. And you know, new coaching staff. We'll see how they do. This could be either really catastrophic or really good. So we'll see. But I do think that they're going to be a wild card team.
Yeah, I think that if this coaching staff is just solid, as long as, like you said, as long as they're not just terrible, then I think they're going to do fantastic. I think they'll end up winning the division, and the Chiefs will have to take a back seat. Folks, I think that we're going to start to see the decline of the Kansas City Chiefs. Really? In a weird way, I think a lot of teams have a blueprint now after seeing what the Bucs did to them last year. I think they're going to have some hard times this year. They're still going to have a great regular season, but some teams will know a better way to beat them. And I think that come to the playoffs, either the Chiefs and the Chargers will meet each other, or some way, somehow, I see the Chiefs getting bounced before the AFC Championship game. I don't think they make it that far. I think they get bounced either the wild card round or the divisional round. Wow. And yeah, I think that, I mean, when it comes to the NFL, teams' time at the top is very limited. And I think that the Chiefs, their window is probably going to start to come to a close this season, one way or another. So, yeah, I think the Chargers, they won't make it to the AFC Championship game, but I think they'll make it to probably the divisional round. But my prediction for the AFC Championship game was Cleveland-Buffalo, so I think that's who will end up being there in the end. But yeah, I think that will do it for the AFC West. This has been a very long show, very great show.
Hashtag stop Shaq slander.
Triple S.
Yes.
Triple S.
Hashtag SSS.
Yeah, folks, that will do it. Leave your comments down below what you have as your top 5 quarterbacks, who you have winning the AFC West. If you agree with Shaq, you think Big Ben is the top 5 quarterback, let him know down in the comments below.
That's what I mean.
He could use some help on his side there. Yeah, do you guys have anything else you want to mention before we wrap it up?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Any time we have some technical difficulties when it comes to getting people on virtually, but in person, it is not a problem at all. Yeah. Yeah, we will see you guys next week. We are less than a month from kickoff when it comes to regular season NFL. Cannot wait. We're getting closer and closer, folks.
I'll be burning my jersey at some point in this season.
Last year, you just took it off. This year, it's a full-on burn.
Yeah, bonfire in my driveway.
Yeah, we will see you all next time. We're going to kick it to the outro, and then I'm going to mute our mics. See ya.
Bye, guys.